We respectfully request the Sangha great virtues for the sake of this assembly and all living beings. Please turn the wonderful Dharma wheel to teach and guide us how to end birth and death, leave suffering and attain bliss, and quickly realize non-birth. Cung kính Đại Đức Tăng Thịnh, vì thứ Pháp hội cấp nhất thiết chúng sanh, kinh chuyên diệu Pháp luân giao đạo ngã môn, như há liêu sanh thoát tư lý khổ đắc lạc, túc chứng vô sanh. Homage to the Blessed, Noble, and Perfectly Enlightened One. Nam mô Sananto Suchedo Ye Olahodi San Miao San Puto Xie. Nam mô Tạc Đạc Tha Tô Dạ Đà Dạ La Hà Đế Tam Miệu Tam Bồ Đà Toa. The unsurpassed, profound, subtle, and a wonderful Dharma in 100,000 million aeons is difficult to encounter. Now that I am able to see and hear, I will receive and maintain it. I vow to fathom the thus come one's true and actual principles. Wu shang sheng sheng wei miao fa bai jian wan jie nan zao yu. 我今见闻得受持，愿解如来真实义。O Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, Great Master Qingliang, Great Master YongHua, all monks and nuns, and all good advisors, Emitofuo. 诸佛菩萨 金良大士、师父上人、各位出家人、各位善知识、阿弥陀佛。Chư Phật Bồ Tát, kính thưa Tăng Lương Đại sư, Hòa thượng Kiên Hoa, quý thầy cô và quý vị thiện tri thức A Di Đà Phật. Hello everyone, today is the 6th of March 2022. Thank you all for coming to join our discussion of the first chapter of the Avatamsaka Sutra. We are currently on slide 282. All right, we are on the last section of the first group of attendees. They are listed by order of importance. This is a major event for the Buddhists. One of the most important events in Buddhism, so that's why the who's and who's in Buddhism have to show up. And in our short version of this Avatamsaka Sutra, we get to hear 10 of the, of the leaders of the universe. So it's funny when you read. So the first section is about the Mahasattvas. And we didn't even hear the first names were not even like Manjusri. Did we hear Manjusri? Not at all. Do we hear Guanyin Bodhisattva? Not at all. Great Strength Bodhisattva? No. Earthstar Bodhisattva? Huh? You name it. Only Universal Worthy. And then the rest of the names, never heard them before. Amazing how many of the big shots are there. We only heard about 4 or 5, the major ones, but there are countless big shots in the universe they don't even know about. Isn't that fascinating? It's an eye-opening experience for me. Never heard of these names before. They don't even mean anything. Okay. And finally, on 282, the Bodhisattvas had accomplished such measureless meritorious virtues as these.
成就如是无量功德。
283. So in conclusion, to emphasize the point, what do these bodhisattvas do? They accomplish already a long, long time ago measureless merit and virtues. And before that, the slides only mentioned a few. Well, actually the measureless virtues, whether it's multiple layers upon layers of those merit and virtues they accomplish, as well. When it says measureless, is as well as other types of merit and virtues as well. They never say, this is not good enough for me. Let's leave it for Andres. Or, this is too Vietnamese for me. I'm Chinese. So you see, they when given a chance, they would accomplish these merit and virtues. All right? So that's the whole point. Okay? Now, this blue thing here is from Master Qing Liang, that he is very compassionately broke it down for us so that we have a better overview of the structure of the Avatamsaka Sutra. So the first part is the Mahasattvas, the kings, okay? Most likely, of course I can't verify for you, most likely these are all Buddhas, okay, who manifest as Mahasattvas. And now the next group are the spirits, B, the spirits group. And the first one among the spirits, foremost among spirits, are Vajra-wielding spirits. Okay? So they wield these Vajra weapons. And this bears making a point, very important point here. What point is that? I forgot. Sorry. Must be the lunch today. Who cooked lunch, by the way? Anyway, let's not get distracted. So, Vajra, they wield these Vajra weapons, yes? Isn't it amazing nowadays we hear missiles and ICBMs and Tomahawk and, Stinger and so forth? It seems like it's so outdated, doesn't it? Huh? Don't these people keep up with technology? Don't you think? I mean, they should have what's the race now? That bomb that sucks the air out of your lungs and kills you instantaneously. Have you heard of that? It's a very nasty bomb. Hyperbaric. Thank you. He's a weapon man right there. It's amazing, isn't it amazing? We have so many new weapons, and yet our big shots are still holding Vajra pistols, Vajra swords, or Vajra things. Huh? Isn't it interesting? So that tells you these are even more powerful than those hydrogen bombs and, hyperbaric bombs. Huh? Okay? So Vajras. Okay, so that's why when we do the hands and eyes and we transmit it to you, we are building up these Vajra weapons. so that in the future you too can do the work of the Vaja spirits. Are you doing the hands and eyes Hatakan? She lost it. She lost it. Oh my God. Huh. If you, in the future, any of you want to become Vaja spirits like Susan and Helen and so forth, instead of going dancing, do hands and eyes, okay? Because that's how, you know. Yeah, you can dance with it, absolutely. That's how you eventually rise through the ranks and become Vaja-wielding spirits. By the way, don't be surprised in the future, some of you might go through these ranking, this progression yourself. Yeah. Most likely, we'll all go through that eventually. Who disagrees with me? Why did I say that in future Kan and this lady here by the pillar will also become Vaja wielding spirits? Or Mama Sita? Huh? Why? Disagree with me, challenge me, wake me up. I took out my Vaja thing and talk to me. Huh? Because in order for you to become a Mahasattva Buddha, what do you have to do? You have to accomplish measureless merit and virtue, among which is Vaja, doing the work of Vaja wielding spirits. Is that clear? So don't say, it's not me. I'd rather stay in California. Or go dancing. You get, in order for you to get up there, you have to do all these things. We will all do all these things. Isn't that cool? Right now, Min only thinking about his wife. In the future, he has to become Vaja wielding spirit. Say, hey, honey, I talk to you later. Don't bother me, I am working for Buddhas. I'm not working for you anymore. Okay, 285. Moreover, there were Vaja wielding spirits as numerous as motes of dust in Buddha worlds.
复有佛世界围成数指金刚神。
Okay, 286. It says here there are just countless. Oh, that's Peter. Countless Vaja wielding spirits. So, as numerous as those motes in Buddha worlds. Why is it called Buddha worlds or not Buddha lands? Anyone? Yes? 7.
Maybe Buddha worlds or multiple Buddha lands.
Maybe? You're not sure? I want someone who's sure. Where are you going for the Pure Land? What are you shooting for, lady? Huh? Why are there Buddha world and not Buddha lands? Absolutely. A Buddha can be many Buddha lands at the same time. So that's why in the Avatamsaka Sutra, we now everything is magnified. It's not just Shakyamuni Buddha here, but he's also all over as well. Yes, sir.
So from the sutra, it makes it seem like there's basically infinite numbers of Buddhas and these beings everywhere in the entire universe. So does that mean like everywhere around us there's like unlimited amounts of Buddhas and other beings like this?
Yeah, it sounds right. It's not a make believe, but actually it's a fact. It says the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas are everywhere, they're countless. Now, how come you don't see them? Is that the question? Okay, forget it.
The question is like, like in my finger, like in my fingernail, does that mean there's like a bunch of Buddhas inside of there? Or like in my finger and even in my thoughts too?
After you have your manicure, yeah. Buddha, Becky, say your fingernails are too dirty. Sorry. I wait a little bit, Okay, so the Buddha worlds next to 87. I'm going to answer that after you do a manicure and pedicure. Specifically, the word Vajra wielding spirit wondrous Narayana physique. Vajra wielding spirit banner as swift as the sun.
所谓妙色那罗颜值金刚神，日轮速疾床直金刚神。
All right, 288. Okay, so commentary here, Master YongHua, he says these spirits, Vajra wielding spirits, they saw the how incredible the Buddha's hallmarks and subsidiary characteristics. So in seeing those, the spirit also attain indestructibility. What do you have for lunch today? Indestructibility himself, and therefore it's called Narayana. Okay, that means solid and durable in Sanskrit. Okay, Narayana. So this is the first spirit, and the second spirit is swift as a sun banner. And now he observed the Buddha's brilliance is like the sun, and he swiftly achieved the adornment of the Dharma manner. Okay, these are listed right after the Mahasattvas. So you see how high their status is. Meaning in the assembly of the Avatamsaka Sutra, first you have the first layer is Mahasattvas, next layer is Vajra wielding spirits. That's how venerated they are, how important they are, if you will. Okay, and they are. So that we see next 290. We're gonna get a few more names, 8 more names. Vajra wielding spirit, flower light of Mount Sumeru.
须弥华光指金刚神。
291. This Sumeru here is as we all know, it means as wonderfully high. And flower light refers to the radiance emanated from lotus flowers. Somehow all the Buddhist flowers are lotus. He saw this Buddha body emit light, and that reaches everywhere, illuminates everything. And so he inspired him to to achieve such a feat. So the spiritual penetration is like a lotus flower that emits brilliance. Next, 292, Vajra willing spirit, pure thundercloud.
清净云音直金刚神。
All right, and this is relaxing because we get to hear all these names. Okay, like they're doing name dropping right now. So this Vajra wielding spirit here. The sound is extraordinarily pure and can penetrate the clouds and produce sounds like thunder. 294. Vajra wielding spirit's splendid faculties.
诸根美妙直金刚神。
For this particular 295, Vajra spirit, he chose to realize extraordinarily attractive five sense organs. So the eyes are so captivating, and the nose are perfect, and the ears are delightful. 296, Vajra wielding spirit, delightful brightness.
可爱乐光明直金刚神。
So this one here, he emits light, and that is lovely and delightful. So this light here is a light of wisdom that he uses to speak Dharma, and then make the listeners enjoy the Dharma and adore cultivation. Okay. 298, Vajra wielding spirit, great tree thunderclap.
大树雷音直金刚神。
All right, and this one here, this is the great tree thunderclap. There's a great tree here is adorned with wonderful jewels, and the voice is like thunder. Okay. 300, Vajra wielding spirit, brilliant lion king.
狮子王光明直金刚神。
Okay, and this particular Vajra wielding spirit emit light of fearlessness, and that's why it's brilliant, and the fearlessness that's unsurpassed, that of a lion king. Okay. 302, Vajra wielding spirit, covert, blazing, spectacular eyes.
密言圣目直金刚神。
Covert or covert? Covert. Oh, covert. And that's from Netflix. And so this particular Vajra wielding spirit, his eyes are outstanding, and they emit light, spectacular light, blazing light. So you look at all these dignitaries. They all have their own personal characteristics. That's why they have different names, because you see one, you say, that's him. That's, it's not like they're quite different, distinctive, if you will. And 304, the 10th one, Vajra wielding spirit, radiant lotus jewel top knot.
莲华光摩尼寂直金刚神。
Okay, 304. The top knot here refers to the bump on top of the Buddhas. Like the Buddha statue behind us, and that's one of the 32 characteristics of the Buddha, of a great man. This is a status symbol, you will. So his light is as radiant as a lotus jewel bump on the head, top knot. Okay, so all these are the who's and who of the Vajra wielding spirit of our worlds. 306. These and others are the leaders whose numbers are as many as dust motes in Buddha worlds.
如是等而为上首，有佛世界为陈述。
Okay, these 307, these are recognized as big shots in the Buddha worlds, as many as dust motes. All right, so their status, they attain the status that is recognized in endless worlds. Okay, so they are the establishment. 308. They all had constantly made great vows throughout limitless aeons in the past, vowing that they would always draw near to and make offerings to all Buddhas.
皆于往昔无量劫中，恒发大愿，愿常亲近供养诸佛。
Okay, so just for our sake, 309, how did these rise to their revered status? They got there by constantly, in the past, they had constantly made great vows throughout limitless aeons in the past, meaning aeon after aeon after aeons, they made great vows after great vows after great vows. What kind of vows? They make the vows that they would draw near and make offerings to all Buddhas. So, that is the core of our Mahayana practice, is to draw near a good no advisor and make offerings to a good no advisor. What does it say, chant? Okay, so you see, that's why we learn what we learned from Master YongHua and the Chinese that brought the Mahayana to our world here in the West here. And see, the key is that to draw near good and good no advisors. All right, so these bodhisattvas, mahasattvas, the higher in status they rose, they continually made vows, continue to make vows to draw near good no advisors and make offerings to them. They never said, "This is enough. I given enough. Can I just take a break? Can I, this is plenty already." Yes, one.
Alex asks, what doors does the Buddha defeat with the Vajra weapons?
I'm sorry?
What doors the Buddha defeat with the Vajra weapons?
The first few words, I couldn't quite get it.
What doors does the Buddha defeat with the Vajra weapons?
What doors did the Buddhas defeat using those Vajra weapons? In the US, when doors, we kick them down. We don't defeat doors, we kick them. Am I missing something? Okay, so what doors did they defeat? With the Vajra spirits. Okay, let me kind of guess where this question is going, what they're leading to. Okay, the Vajra is yes.
Master, Alex, they corrected. What does the Buddha defeat with the Vajra weapons?
Okay, that's where I'm going. Okay. Buddhas are pure goodness. How do you achieve pure goodness? This is a secret universe. You know how you become gooder? I mean better? Huh? How do you become gooder? Hey, Sing Sir, hey, don't mess with my student. She talks to everyone now. She said, can I tell you something? Can we talk? Sorry, go ahead. Yeah, somebody was, wanted to say something. Huh? Yes, 3.
Thank you, Master. You become gooder by doing good deeds, by associating with good people.
Okay. Can you do better than that? Okay, better than 3. 2. Hey, how about that? How appropriate. 2. How do you do good or better?
Mô Phật bạch thầy, chỉ từ bi hỷ xả mới đánh bại.
Huh?
Từ bi hỷ xả mới đánh bại.
Kindness, compassion, joy, and renunciation. Okay? To defeat. Okay? Okay, this woman doesn't know what he's talking about. Anyone else? Listen, can we just keep this among ourselves? Because usually when people explain Buddhism, they don't talk about this. They talk like we Buddhists are peace-loving, are, passive. Have you heard that rumor that the Buddhists are passive? They just sit there and people beat them up, say, oh, so please, beat up me more. I love it. No. Nothing is further from the truth. The true Buddhists, we're talking about these Mahasattvas, okay? We're not talking about people like us. Losers like us. But the Mahasattvas, how did they get up there? Let me tell you. Okay? They get up there by beating up on the demons. Okay? How do you've been in the armed forces, sir? The goatee guy? Huh? How do you rise to the ranks in the armed forces?
By following orders, Master.
What orders?
You toe the political line and meet the expectations that are expected of you.
Yeah. Here's what happened to a colonel who, if a colonel wants to make it to be a general, what's the next be after a colonel? What's again? Brigadier general, yes? From colonel, next promotion is brigadier general. You guys don't know anything about the army at all. I'm from Vietnam. I used to be at war, okay? Anyway, brigadier general. You know how you get from colonel to brigadier general? How do you know? Susan, how do you know? She says, Susan, huh? Yes, sir. Colombia man. 5.
Usually because you have a lot of friends upper than you.
Absolutely. You have a lot of connections. Absolutely. You're so corrupt. 1.
Master, is it that they have to work for it? They have to li gong, li da, and
Yeah.
worth so that
For most of us honest people, we cannot depend on our connections. Okay? We have to establish merit and virtue. And how do you establish merit and virtue? Because your boss, the general boss, he says, I need you to take that hill over there for me. I don't care how you do it. Just take that hill. I don't care how many people die for you. You die, I don't care. You take that hill for me. And you do it repeatedly. Then you get promoted. Is it clear? I've never been to the armed forces. I saw it in the movie, by the way. And I swear by those war movies. Mel Gibson and all those movies. Platoon and so. Yes, 9.
Master, you were in business, and it's very similar in the business world.
Absolutely. Same thing. If you want to get promoted in a corporation, same thing the boss says, I don't care what happens. I want you to, penetrate the market and increase your revenues, double your revenues. At any cost. And there's the ugly parts that, Diego knows about. We're not going to discuss, okay? So the point here is that just in this Buddhist world, it's the same thing. You have to win. You have to defeat your opponents. That's how you get promoted. Which opponents? Demons in our world. Okay, so in a real world, in order for the colonels to make it, they use a soldier, they use tank, they use airplanes, they use mines, dynamite, shotguns, Clint Eastwood, those people. Okay, so they use tools. Yes. Huh? They use tools. They need weapons, they need rockets, they need, airplanes, whatever. In our world, we too need tools. Yes? Recently I talked to one of my disciples, I said, we were texting back and forth, I said, let me tell you about something, which I cannot tell you yet. But here's reality. Have you just think about it? Mankind, okay, invented tools in order to conquer the world. Yes? We made tools, circular saws. What else did we make? Wheels, in order to be on top of our world, to dominate our world, yes? That's what differentiates better men from others, because we have better tools and better brains. Brains is a tool. Yes? Okay. Similarly, in the Buddhist world, contrary to popular belief who says we're passive, we're not passive at all. We're very active. We're very proactive. We have tools too. What kind of tools? Not just tools. We have weapons. What kind of weapons? In particular, Vajra weapons. Why Vajra? Because those weapons are invincible. There's no protection against them. If you're a demon, the demon too have their own weapons in order to conquer our world as well. Remember? What are the weapons? Cancer? Yes. What else? COVID? Absolutely. What else? Greed? Too many. Greed is not a weapon. Greed is just us. That's our DNA. Colombia? Okay? The demons have so many weapons. Computers. Master Sheo has computers are a demon's invention. Do you know that? Yes, sir. 3.
Thank you for bringing up computers, Master, because isn't that how we can also kind of use demons in the computer to do good?
Yes. It's two-edged sword. A sword is two-edged. If you use it wrong, then you are at their mercy. If you use the same tool they have and know how to use it for good purposes, then it's to our advantage. That's how life is. Okay, it's always two sides to everything. Okay, and except for the Vajra. Vajra is one-sided. The Vajra is indestructible. There's nothing that the demon can conjure, can invent, that can measure up with our Vajra. So in other words, the Vajra is a substance. Where does it come from? That we mine ourselves. You mine it. How do you mine it? Huh? How do you mine it? Come on, you should know. 3. He's going to say the wrong things.
Oh boy. Thank you, Master. You mine Vajra by cultivating goodness.
Cultivate goodness. Oh, he's not wrong. Okay, anyone else? How do you mine Vajra, Andres? Say, I'm so full. Okay.
I think that there's a lot of ways, but the main way is just cultivate and follow the way.
Okay, Q&A.
You eliminate evil. Did that go through?
No, repeat.
Oh, you eliminate evil.
Eliminate evil? Sounds brutal. Why are you going to eliminate evil? Wait a minute. What if you eliminate evil, Master Xianjie? What will the rest of us do? We cannot trust Xianjie. I pray to God that Xianjie will never eliminate evil, because then the rest of the Koreans have nothing else to do. Yes, 3.
Thank you, Master. Coming back to your first statement about the rumor that Buddhists are passive.
Yes.
It's not just cultivating goodness and la, 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 I'm good.
Turn the other cheek and so forth.
It's identifying the demonic states, the demon things in our lives, and cultivating, using mantras, actively fighting them and making them less.
Very good. Okay. Let me tell you, you all, are almost there, and it's understandable. You're not the Avatamsaka assembly. What can we expect from you? Okay. You cultivate, and please don't tell others, because we cultivate Vajra when? Sean. Saturday morning at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Because the Koreans say, we do it too in Korea. No, it's not the same. Okay? Meaning that by doing Chan, the Chan we're teaching you for free, believe it or not, you are developing. Now Hung is interested. He said, I need to get up early on Saturday morning, Hung says. Okay? Saturday morning, 8 and 9 a.m., you get there, you meditate. What happens? When you meditate, your body is gradually being turned into Vajra. That's what is called transforming your body into Vajra in Chan, through Chan. And that's what the lady who asked a question earlier this morning, he said, I'm sick, I'm not so well. Try Saturday morning is one of the ways. Saturday morning chant class and meditate. You'll get healthier, and eventually the muscles become vajra. Got that? So we mine vajra. We turn our body through our cultivation, not just Saturday morning, by the way. It's Sunday morning as well, 8 a.m. Right now, too. Helen is transforming herself into Vajra. Vajra legs. Okay? You got that? So, how does it happen? All these processes we're teaching you, the cultivation, at which point does the body become Vajra? At what point do you have access to Vajra? Is the next question I know you'll never be able to ask. Because you're so impressed by now. You say, Master will give away, free Vajra mining class on Saturday morning and Sunday morning, Pacific Standard Times. And after lunch. You wouldn't believe it. That's why I have to tell you. How? What point? The moment you become enlightened, that's when you have access to the Vajra mind. You have access to Vajra at that point in time. Is that clear? Any of us, except for those who go to the Pure Land, which they will be much longer than we. She'll go to the Pure Land, it will be a long, long time before she's Vajra. Because Amitabha doesn't teach what I teach my people here. Okay? So that's why there's some real advantages here to stay here and practice, because you are gaining access to Vajra, the Vajra mind in you, the Vajra mind of the universe. So far, so good. This is real. So don't say we are passive at all. We are actively creating our access to the Vajra mind. Okay? With that mind, what do? We work our magic. We do the hands and eyes. And we have these Vajra weapons. Notice that. So we take these minds, the Vajra mind we have, use hands and eyes, recite these mantras, and turn them into weapons. Is it clear now? You see how the big master plan here is for Mahayana is? They talk, they keep on talking, love me, give me money, let me fix my roof or whatever. No, all of you are mining Vajra. Even with goatee as well. Goatee is mining Vajra. At some point years ago, the goatee guy says, "I'm so happy. I'm so comfortable here." Mining is not supposed to be comfortable, my friend. You have to have access to Vajra before you can make Vajra weapons. Yes? Does it make sense now? Yes. One.
Master, going back to what I asked earlier about the Buddha being in everything, how could there be demons if the Buddhas are contained within everything? and the demons themselves? Is it just our illusion in our minds that sees them as demons? Because how could it be a real demon if the Buddha is contained within it?
Go back to sleep. It's too early to ask me that question. How about this as a quick answer? Okay, this is for him, okay? Demons are Buddhas too. Go ahead.
Master, if demons are Buddhas, why would we have to attack them? Why would we want to attack the demons if they're already Buddhas?
I haven't thought of that problem issue yet. You give one answer, they ask one more. Help me out, why I think. Go ahead, Ahung.
In Surangama mantra, they list the 500 demon kings and ghost king. They are all transformation body of Buddha and Bodhisattva. But because you fight, it's your mind of fighting. It's not others. It's you who wanted to fight.
You buy that?
Yeah, I think, yeah.
Take a break. It'll be a while. We have this tradition. Anyone asks any stupid question, and we will answer them. Go ahead.
Yeah, I saw a translation of the Shurangama mantra, and I did see a lot of it says Namo, this demon king Namo.
Yeah.
And if he says they're Buddha bodies, then he also said that it's in our minds that we see those demons as evil. But maybe the solution would be to see the Buddha within the demon, because if we're seeing the demon itself, then wouldn't that be an illusion? Because if it's not even a demon, it's a Buddha.
Do you agree with that? Two.
Mô Phật bạch thầy nói là thế giới này nó nhiều Phật lắm thầy. Bây giờ ai nào cũng sẽ thành Phật hết trơn á, mà Phật mình đó thầy không có thần thông. Bây giờ mình làm Phật đang huấn luyện thần thông, đang huấn luyện những cái gì đó. Cái câu đó tiếng Tàu mà không biết nói. Thì mình đang huấn luyện, bây giờ mình cũng đang huấn luyện để thành Phật. Thì tiêu bên nó ta tiêu tiêu bên nó Phật ta anh bên nó hoạn. Thì mình đang huấn luyện để thành Phật. Thì mình bây giờ ai nào nói là Lục Tổ nói là ai nào cũng thành Phật hết á, thì người ta hỏi nó, ủa Lục Tổ nói là ai nào cũng thành Phật hết, thì chúng tôi thành Phật rồi tại sao mà chúng tôi không biết đi quá độ người không có thần thông? Thì Lục Tổ mới nói là các con đang huấn luyện thành Phật chứ không phải là thành Phật. Mô Phật.
Where were we again? She's the only one who succeeds in giving me a headache. Go dancing with your friends. God. So why are there demons? There are demons. Let me give you another answer if she will placate him. There are demons so that we can become Buddhas faster. Okay. One.
So Yesterday you said that we're afflicted because what we see in ourselves, right? It's not what actually happens outside. So is the demon's job to show us our afflictions on the inside so we can get rid of them faster? So when we're using Vajras against the demons, we're actually using the Vajra against our own afflictions?
One texting him, punch him. This is a lot faster than me trying to answer every single question he's going to throw at us. Don't try to understand too much, okay? I have a limit. Of answers. My answers are limited. They're not limitless, like the Mahasattvas. Okay. We let Sean answer you later. Is it okay? He'll make just as much sense to you as I do, apparently. Okay, so what happened is that remember the context is that men created tools in order to dominate, to conquer and dominate the world. Okay? For us, we also need tools in order to dominate and conquer the demons. Because they're there in order to motivate ourselves. In Buddhism, you keep on hearing that the demons are always a little bit higher than you, stronger than you. Why is that? Because it forces you to rise to the occasion. If you are so much better than they are, there's nothing else for you to do. Right? There's no reason for you to cultivate anymore. I don't know about you. I cultivate because I'm upset. I'm not passive, but I'm upset. I hate it when I lose. I hate it when a demon wins all the time and kills, people with cancer, kills people with COVID-19, destroy our economy. It upsets me. Not you? You see? So that's how you become Buddhas. You become Buddhas because the demons keep on challenging you, make it harder and harder. That's how, therefore, in order for you to help others, sir, the Vajra is not to help ourselves. Once you have the Vajra mind, you made it. You don't need to help yourself. All these Vajra tools, unlike worldly people, they build toys, they build tools in order to serve themselves. Agree? Worldly people are self-serving. When we have a Vajra thing, the Vajra mind, then we have access there because it's important for us to access it so that we can mine it and help the world, truly help the world. What's passive about that? I don't see anything being passive about it. We quietly are mining our mind so that we have access to that and we build weapons in order to help and help and help. So our weapons too become stronger, become more. Vajra wielding, Vajra weapons, all sorts of weapons. Is it clear? It's clear to me. So, in other words, we need the bad guys. We need the demons in order to become Buddhas. If the world has no demons, there's no point in us trying to cultivate. There's nothing to do. Okay? So that's why in Buddhism, embrace your enemies. Huh? Embrace Andres. Don't reject him. On texting him, don't hurt him. Just beat him up. You got that? So what happened is that the demons, amazingly, demons will ratchet it up themselves as well, so that we have to reciprocate. So we have to go better than them. They go and they ratchet up. We keep on going like this until we become a Buddha. Does it make sense? We have the ability to rise to the occasion. So that's why in a Chan training, what do we do with you? Give you something you can't do. As soon as you do it, hey, so what does it mean, huh, Andres? You could come in and you cannot cross your legs. I said, cross your legs. And he said, how long? I said, 5 minutes. 5 hours. 5 days. Huh? What does it mean? I'm the demon. I give you something that you can't do. Until you're good enough, then the real demon comes. Are we passive? Seriously? These people don't know what they're talking about. All right? So they draw near. They draw near the Buddhas. Okay? And why is it important? They draw near Buddhas, and what do Buddhas do? Buddhas are always doing impossible things. And when the Buddha do impossible things, the demons come and try to fight the Buddhas. So we near there, so what happens? We have a chance to contribute. You see that? Does it make sense? Is it clear now? How clever the Buddhist approach is. You draw near Buddha, meaning you seek trouble. You're at the front line. You don't stay back and say, oh, I'm going to be safe. Like the Taiwanese. I'm going to be safe. Huh? They go to the front line, okay? That's how they draw near the Buddha. Buddha is at the front line, okay? Buddha is extremely busy. Draw near Buddhas and make offerings to all Buddhas. How do you make offerings to Buddhas? By helping Buddhas. Buddhas has everything already. How on earth can you offer anything that would impress him? Another yacht? More palaces? By helping Buddhas, help more living beings. That's how you make offerings to Buddhas. Isn't it amazing? In this one sentence here is the secret to Buddhism. Now you appreciate the wisdom that Master YongHua brought to our world, our country. He says, draw near, good no advisor. Make offerings, good no advisor. We're doing the work of, we're preparing ourselves to be Mahasattvas. All right? Any questions? And occasionally, after the lecture, we go dancing. Yeah. 310. They had practiced according to their vows and had already fulfilled them, arriving at the other shore.
愿所行以得圆满，到于彼岸。
Okay. So, first thing, okay, the second most important, the second most, highest, the second highest ranking in the assembly, Vajra wielding spirits. First, the first thing on the list is to draw near and make offerings to the Buddhas. Yes? So when you have a chance to make offerings, draw near and making offerings, do it to the Buddhas. If you can make a difference. Does it make sense? If you cannot draw near and make offerings to the Buddhas, what do? You draw near someone who can draw near Buddhas and make offerings to the Buddhas. Yes? And you can't get those people, then go to a level lower and lower. Does it make sense? And that's the meaning of that practice. Don't say that, my level is too low, I can't draw near Buddhas. Why would Buddha need me? So far? Okay, so that's first thing. Second thing is they fulfill their vows. Okay? They fulfill the vows, and because they have fulfilled them, they arrive at the other shore. What does arriving at the other shore mean in Buddhism? You cross over, you go from the shore of birth and death to the other shore of nirvana, of no birth, no death. Meaning what? Here, from where we are to where Andres is not, Nirvana. The other shore is jargon for nirvana, meaning that they ended birth and death. They're enlightened. So far, so good? Okay, so these are Bodhisattva Mahasattvas. Yes, go ahead.
Master, there's a question from Korea. It's from Chung-ho.
Chung-ho.
So he had a question because...
she or he?
He, Chung-ho. He has a question because a lot of high-level synonyms in Korea, they have many different opinions about this altar. I think this question was asked before, but he wants to clarify with you. In Korea, there's a great hall, great Dharma hall, and then there's also altar where the guardians, Dharma protectors are there. Mm-hmm. And also there's like a scroll painting hung behind the statue of Buddhas. Mm-hmm. So in... yes. Mm-hmm. So when we look at this, these spirits are actually a transformation of this bodhisattvas. And then I heard that one time the left-hand people should not bow to these spirits. So I'd like to clarify, would you just explain a little bit more about this bowing, or why the left-hand people should not bow toward this altar?
Okay. Who said that? Who said you should not bow to those altars? I'm just checking. I open a big mouth everywhere I go,
Master, I'm sorry. Chang-ho is another venerable. She's a nun. Sorry about that. I didn't know who she was.
Chung-ho is I think I know the Chung-ho. Chung-ho, I know.
Sang-wook Sunim.
Sang-wook's connection.
Yes.
The Hinayana connection.
무슨 connection입니다. 상스님하고 아시는
Okay. Monks and nuns are supposed to be teachers of humans and gods. Spirits are a form of heavenly beings, if you will. Okay, they're a little bit lower than heavenly beings, and therefore we outrank them for monks and nuns. And therefore, in Buddhism, we're not supposed to bow to spirits. That's wrong to bow to spirits or make offering to spirits as monks and nuns. It's wrong. Okay, so I have a problem when I went to Taiwan, I went to Hong Kong, and these monks and nuns who were doing very well. They have temples and they have a lot of money. They have a lot of support, and they said, you know, ever since I learned this Dharma, making offerings to the gods and the spirits, I became very well off. You hear it quite often, and they taught each other those Dharma, and they look at me and say, if you like, I would teach you the Dharma, you go back to the US and you do it, and you'll be fine too. You'll be well off as well. I said, no, thanks. I'm not, I don't do that. Why? Why not? Because my master Shiva says, the spirits are supposed to bow to me. I don't bow to spirits. Even if you give me money, I'm not going to bow to you. Just think about it. She gives you money and says, oh my God. Where's your dignity of a beggar? Okay? So that's why I refuse. That's why I said, I know YongHua quoted me that I'm not supposed to bow to spirits. So I have a problem when I go to altars in Korea and I saw these spirits and we bow to them. I don't like it. I don't know what those are. I didn't know what those are, so I asked them, what are these? Oh, these are spirit guardians. I said, I don't bow to spirits. I'm sorry. That's not how I was trained. Okay, they bow to me. I'm not going to bow to them. I may be poor, but so what? Yeah.
She mentioned these spirits are the transformation body of bodhisattvas. So,
and I'm a transformation body of the Buddha. If you want to be technical about it, I am. Remember, Buddha is everywhere. If you are a transformation of, Bodhisattva, I am a transformation body of Buddha. What are you talking about? Try to better that. No, it's a practice. It's just like, with this body here, with these clothes here, what I do here, what I'm called here, I have a certain role that I'm expected to fulfill. Okay? And so when you have take on a body of a spirit, okay, even these spirit kings come, I will not bow to them. I'm sorry. It doesn't work like that. Okay? If they come, all these 10 spirit, Vajra wielding spirit kings, if they were to come here, I would not bow to them. I expect them to bow to me. Okay, I'm pretty sure. Yes. One.
Question from Go Forest Daniel. Master, a lot of spirits, Bodhisattva and Mahasattva's names are very beautiful and meaningful. Do you think it would be disrespectful if we name things after them? For example, like a farm or a business?
I don't know. It's up to you. If your mind is disrespectful, it is disrespectful. If it's not, I have no problem with it. Your problem is not with me. The problem is with others, how it will be perceived. I have no problems, whatever you do. You're so special. Did you have a question, sir? Another special person? 7?
It's okay if we bow to the spirits, because right here you said the spirits are actually bodhisattva mahasattvas, because they're enlightened beings. So as lay people, that's okay.
You can do anything you want. I was only speaking about myself. I assure you I'm not enlightened. I assure you I'm not a bodhisattva. But even so, even these I know they're mahasattvas and they're enlightened, okay? They're big shots. When they come to my temple, to this temple here, I see them on the street. I will never bow to them. I'm sorry. That's how I'm trained. I'm hard-headed. It's stuck in my mind. They're supposed to bow to me. Because when I take on this, that's what's supposed to happen. When I wear this, they're supposed to bow to me. I take this off, they don't have to bow to me. Does it make sense? There's a protocol here. That's what it's about. Even though I know they're Buddhas, I still don't bow to them, let alone mahasattvas. Okay? Anyone else? Yes, 3.
Thank you, Master. Do Dharma protector use the same Vajra weapons to defeat the demons and ghosts?
Absolutely. They're mahasattvas. They use those tools, those weapons. See, the tools, those weapons are for our protection, for our help, to help us. They're indestructible. It's nothing the demons can do to them. But they need those weapons to do their work. Okay? Saving the world work. Yes, 5.
Thank you, Master. I remember the lesson, the day you said about that, about we don't like left home people, they don't bow to the spirits, even though they are like transformation bodies of bodhisattvas, mahasattvas.
Yeah.
And I remember you said too that we can bow to the spirits, but it's really up to you. If it worked for us, it worked for us. But why do you have to bow to spirits if we can really bow to mahasattvas, to Buddhas, to the big shots? So you don't go to the manager, you go to the president. So I remember you said that, and I really stick to that.
But on the other hand, now that I said that, so there's also another side of me, the safer side, where when I'm in private, by myself, and I see these, let's say, what's one of the names? We're dropping names, okay? We're dropping names, not just anyone. If I see Vajra wielding spirit, radiant lotus jewel top knot, assume I see this, and no one is around, I would fall flat on my face. Your Honor! Please don't tell anyone. I'm bound to you. Give me some blessings. You understand? Why is that? Because when in private I do that, I create a lot of blessings for myself. Yes? When in public, if I do that, what happens to my blessings? That's why I refuse to bow to them. Because in public, they're supposed to bow to me. If I don't fulfill my role, I'm not helping my cause. Does it make sense now? It's not stupidity, it's not arrogance. It's just pretty smart. You ask me. Huh? Ahong, you agree? What happened to the guy who asked a lot of questions? Huh? Okay? Does it make sense now? We do. Master YongHua taught me those things in order to benefit me. I follow it because I know it's beneficial. I don't follow because I blindly follow. No, heck no. I follow because I understand why it's done so. And again, the same vein, if I see these people in private, I would bow to them. Absolutely. It's proven. A little bit later, I'll tell you. Yeah? Is it clear now? Yes, one.
Master Emily asked, if monks and nuns bow to the spirits, doesn't the spirits lose blessings?
Go join Andres. If, assume, for example, in public right now, we're in public, okay? And these Vajra wielding spirits come, and I see them, I say, oh, you are actually Mahasava, let me bow to you. Okay? So the question is, do they lose blessings? Because I know I lose blessings by doing that. Okay? Do they lose blessings? Well, when you become one, you know. What do I care? Agree? It's none of my business. Are we gossiping now? I'm only concerned about you. I'm not concerned about, if they lose blessings. Mahasattva, they can lose some. What did you have for lunch today? Okay, next 312. Are we done here with the Vajra thing? Any more questions? Good questions, by the way. Your questions are very tough. They had amassed boundless pure blessings through their deeds and had thoroughly fathomed the states of practice of all samadhis.
积极无边清净福业，于诸三昧所行之境，悉以明达。
Okay. 313. They had amassed boundless pure blessings through their deeds. Okay? Boundless deeds. Okay? They did boundless deeds. That's how they amass pure blessings. Okay? What are pure blessings? Pure blessings here are the blessings that are generated how? Would you like to know? How? Pure blessings are generated when you do good deeds, and that's blessings. You do good deeds, that's blessings. So far, so good? And how do you do pure? Shower before you do your good deeds. Can you agree? Can you agree? Say, oh, I should have showered today. I wish I knew. I would have taken a shower before I go to the temple. See, Xiantong just took a shower. Huh? How else can you generate pure blessings? Yes, Diego. 5.
When your mind is not confused and you do those deeds in order to help the Buddha?
Close. You generate pure blessings by doing, without scheming, without thinking, without calculating. Don't say that this is good, but you know what? Instead of helping Vicky, who is at that level, let's help Master YongHua, who is at higher level. You know? So you choose me over her. Your blessing, the blessing you generate from helping me would be greater, but they're not pure. Does it make sense? It's so important to make this distinction, Xian Tong, especially for her. Yeah? You don't say that I help Master because I get more blessing. Yes, true. But your blessing is not pure at all because you're calculating. You understand? It is so beautiful. These phrases that they're so profound that people don't pay attention to. They say, "Oh, I need to generate a lot of blessings." Like Helen said, "I help the temple. I help Master YongHua. I help Master YongHua. I help Master YongHua." Instead of helping Vicky, and she has so many blessings, but none of it is pure. You know what I mean? The pure blessing is that when you have a chance to help, you help. That's it. You don't think. You don't calculate. You say, Go Yin, no. Colombia, no. Concubine. You know what I mean? You help everyone. Does it make sense? That's why it's pure. This is so beautiful that these Mahasattvas generated pure blessings. Not just blessings, pure blessings. That's what I want you to do, so that you become a Mahasattva. That's how you become a Mahasattva, by generating fewer pure blessings. Pure blessings are fewer, but will make you become a Mahasattva faster. Oh, you like it, don't you? You say, I'm lazy, I don't want to do too much work. That's how. Because she, in contrast, says, I'm going to help Master. I'm too busy for you. Huh? She's smart, and she has a lot of blessings. But dirty blessings. Is it clear? You think it's funny, but this is how you all are. You all say yourself, well, between Master and Alung, I'm going to help Master first. Okay, so pure. Okay, so far so good? Susan said, I'm so glad I didn't go dancing, I've been generating dirty blessings all my life until today. And had thoroughly fathomed the states of practice of all samadhis. They practice all sorts of practices. The samadhis, the different samadhis arise from different practices. You see? Don't just practice Chan. Don't just practice, Pure Land. You practice all these practices. And that's how you develop these samadhis. Is that clear? All right. 3:14. Aren't you excited? This is state secrets, top secret. They had attained spiritual powers and dwelt together with the thus come ones. They had entered a state of inconceivable liberation.
或神通力随如来住，入不思议解脱境界。
Okay, 3:15. After they practice all these samadhis, Tango Samadhi, Cha-cha Samadhi, Rumba, anyone? Clearly, the Chinese don't practice these things. I mean, that Diego and me practice, and we do. What kind of dance do you do, Susan? No Latin dances? Cha cha cha. Cha, cha, cha. I know more about Latin dances than these professional dancers. So they practice all sorts of samadhis, and from these samadhis, they will have spiritual powers. Spiritual powers arise from samadhis. Is it clear? So if you have samadhis, you will have spiritual powers naturally. And there's a reason why their samadhi leads to spiritual powers. But please don't ask me. This is a paying section, okay? So let's get this straight. Really? You're so greedy. I'm impure, like you. And dwell together with the thus come ones. Okay? How do you dwell with the thus come ones? For example, Ahong, would you allow Along to dwell in the same room as you? He will drive you crazy. Only Guru can take it. Agree, Alung? See, look at that. He's in my Buddha hall. And what is he doing? Yes, one.
If he come cultivate, then yes.
To be able to dwell with the Buddhas, what does it take? Andres? This is such an important clue. You don't want to know. Yes, Seven.
Master, we're dwelling with the Buddhas all time. Since we're the Buddhas are everywhere, but we're just not aware of it. So. For me, I would say that to dwell with the thus come ones is just to be aware that the Buddhas we're already dwelling with the Buddhas.
It takes some time. 4.
Master, I wonder if you have to be a Buddha also to be able to dwell with the Buddhas.
Excellent. If you're not a Buddha, you're not that far from a Buddha. He says, That's the only way to dwell long term. Agree? Huh? You would drive the Buddha nuts if you. The Buddha said, enough of you, go with Helen. Go dancing, something. Would you like to go dancing, huh? Is that clear? Very good. You see that? That's the only way. The reason you can still stay at home is because I'd be nice. They had entered the state of inconceivable liberation. Okay? Liberation is what is referred to in the Chinese jargon, 无惧, 无爱. Okay? No one is restraining you, and nothing can stop you. Okay? If they tie you down, you have Vajra. You have Vajra weapons, therefore you can chop it off. Yes? And Wu Ai, if they stop you, okay, you go through them. So this is liberation. Okay, another one. 自由自在，自由 total freedom. You can do as you please. Okay? Tự do in Vietnamese. Okay? Total freedom, self-freedom. Not financial independence, by the way. When Vicky talks about financial independence, it's not 自由, it's not freedom, it's not personal freedom. It's financial dependence. You depend on money. Okay? This 自由 here is that you totally independent of anything. You have no dependency whatsoever. If you need to eat, you don't need your wife to cook for you. Okay? You're free from your wife. Okay? 自在 is self-mastery. Okay? You are your own mistress. Wait, your own master sounds better. Sort of. Okay? What does it mean your own? This is Mahayana concept, by the way. The Hinayana people don't have this concept of self-mastery. They don't know at all. They talk about enlightenment, they talk about emptiness, but they don't have this concept of self-mastery. Okay? Self-mastery means what? No one can tell you what to do. Nothing. No one can ever tell you what to do. You married, your wife can't do anything. He can't tell you anything. You have parents, parents can't tell you anything. Hey, hello, wouldn't you like that? She likes it. You see? You can play as many games you want, eat anything you want, chocolate, ice cream, mochi. Huh? Joseph can play video games, until 3 or 4 in the morning. Huh? All right? That's called self-mastery. No one tells you what to do. No one. No one can stop you from doing anything you feel like. Okay? So, and why are these concepts? You see, this is quite different from safety, security, financial independence, and liberty, and so forth. All those worldly concepts of equality, liberty, independence, and so forth, all have dependencies. Buddhism is self-mastery and self-freedom, not independence. Self-freedom. Why self-freedom? Min, why self-freedom? 自由 is self-freedom. If the translation, the literal translation is self-freedom. 行通, why self-freedom? Free like a free gift from Amazon? Anyone? The Chinese language is so beautiful. That's why you have to learn Chinese. Yes, 9.
Freedom of the self, freedom of the ego.
That's right. It's the ego that's binding us. So, self-freedom, meaning freedom from the self, of the self. How can the self be free from the self? The self square. What do I know? Okay? Also this concept is very important, the concept of no restraint, no obstruction, self-freedom, self-mastery. That's liberation. Is that clear? 4 concepts. 4, not 5. 4 concepts. Okay? No constraint. You can go anywhere you please. Huh? Mama says, hey, honey, I'm going to go to the temple. You can't stop me. Right, Min? No obstruction. Okay? Nothing can stop you. Nothing can obstruct you at all. So far, so good. Even the tanks have obstructions. You know that? I saw a movie, on the TV, they have these cross thing here, and it's supposed to be tank killers. I don't get how. I never driven a tank. Someone explained to me, sir, how can those things obstruct tanks? Explain to me. I'm intrigued by that. I couldn't figure it out.
Has an armor-piercing, explosive tip on the projectile, so it essentially blows a hole in the armor of the tank, and then inside it explodes.
No. I'm talking about they weld these things these railroad tracks in a cross pattern, and then they weld another one to keep them stable. So 3 of them, and they leave it on the street. It's supposed to stop the tanks.
Oh, that's a tank trap, or I forget, but because it'll get hung up in the tracks. As the tracks roll across it, it'll jam into it, and then it'll be lifted off the ground, and it won't go around anymore.
But I thought the tanks will crush them. They can't crush it?
Well, they're crossed like that and welded together. Probably not.
Oh, warfare. This is so interesting. Because someday I would like to make something like that in Vajra. That's why I'm always intrigued by weapons. Remember Vajra wielding spirits? That's what we are. They have all sorts of weapons. Don't say, oh, no, that we don't go into those things. No. These are how wicked man's mind is. That's why you want to learn from them. I love wicked people. 3.
Thank you, Master. And in addition to that, if they don't take the tread off the first time it goes over it, it will the second or third. But more so, it's also a strategy, because a good tank commander is going to say, oh, I don't want to go over that. So you're directing the tank to a more strategic position for you to use anti-tank.
Oh, this guy's wicked. I love it. Okay, very good. So you see, the liberation here are no restraint, no obstruction, even for tanks, and that things will not obstruct you at all, your Vajra tanks. Self-freedom and self-mastery. That's liberation. Is it clear? This is very precise. This is fascinating to me. So you want liberation, this is what the standards for liberation are. Okay? Furthermore, yes, 9.
It's called a Czech hedgehog. And
Czech hedgehog. Yeah, sounds familiar. Hedgehog.
Hedgehog, yeah. And
yes.
If they roll over, it can lift up the treads off the ground.
Oh, off so if they roll over this thing here, it will lift the tread. I don't see how it does it. But then I'm no engineer.
It might lift the tank off the treads.
Wow. Oh, you were in the resistance? Yeah. 3. I heard there's 60,000 volunteers.
Thank you, Master. Yeah.
Did you just come back from? Yeah, 3.
I've been watching how people are volunteering and flying to Poland to take the place of like a teen fighter. And then, they're retired military and they're like, well, they know what they're doing already. But yeah, it's a transformational tool as well, because it goes from being a tank to being a sardine can.
Wow.
It's just fish in a can at that point. You just have to crack it open.
This guy is so violent. Okay, so you have these criteria, and then furthermore, this is concept of liberation is very interesting. Furthermore, it says here that originally you used to be like that, but you got caught in the wheel reincarnation, and these concepts of liberation is further away from your consciousness. So you're conditioned to financial independence. You're used to marriage safety. You're used to tanks. That's your safety. Whereas the real safety, the real is called liberation, where you need nothing whatsoever. That's liberation. So originally you were like that, and now you have to work to uncover that again. Yes, too.
Mô Phật, thầy, cái chướng ngại đó thầy nói nãy, cái chướng ngại đó, bây giờ mình muốn đi con đường đó mà cái xe lửa nó ấy là mình vừa đi qua là chiếc xe lửa nó cản lại là mình không có chướng ngại. Mô Phật, không biết phải không thầy?
Master, you are talking about the obstruction. So, like, for example, if the train is passing by, but then you already cross over ahead, so it means like there's no obstruction?
No, you go through the obstruction. You go around obstruction. There's no obstruction whatsoever. If something is designed to stop you, you have a way to go around them, go through them, go underneath them, whatever. So nothing can stop you from your purpose, from your journey. Okay? And it says the Chinese teaching says that originally you are like that. You're liberated. You have no constraints. You have no obstructions. You have, what else? You have self-freedom, you have self-mastery, all those 4 things, okay? Originally what you have. But what happened is that because you have bring forth one thought of attachment, okay? And because of one thought of attachment, it accumulates. And now you are confused, and you continue to confuse yourself. Okay? Because you confuse yourself, now you're subject to outside constraints. Okay? However, and this is called, let me tell you first, and then you tell me what you think. It says here, if you can, with one thought, okay, you turn your back on the false and go back to the true self, okay? Then that's liberation. You don't believe you could do that? Especially Mary Jo saying, wait a minute, I spent 20 years of my life training for this, and I can do it just like that? Yes, 9.
Well, it makes sense that if one thought got us here, one thought can get us back out again.
Theoretically speaking, yes. Is it true though? You really believe it though? Can you believe it? That you love your mother and she's the most important person in your life. And you know it's false. Master tells you there's no mother. Can you? Mother is false. Can you? One thought, go from false back to the true? Can you? Okay, never mind about mother. What about your son? You love your son. Your son is your life. Or how about your wife is your life? And Master says, no, she's not. She's empty. She's false. Can you drop her and say, you are false. You are not real? And I quote Master YongHua. You see, easier said than done. Yes, 3.
Thank you, Master. I think my wife's weightlessness will be much easier for me to realize once I get her to the Pure Land.
Unless she's there too.
But then we can both be weightless.
Okay. Okay, so this is called sudden teaching. The reason it's hard for you is because not enough blessings. If you have enough blessings, done. Don't have blessings, I can talk until I'm blue in the face. Sean will say, it makes sense to me. Let me think about that. Oh, it makes sense. You can't do it. Even though it makes sense to you, can't do it. Blessings. Phước còn lại. Tu phước nữa. Okay? All right? Okay. I have a few more minutes. Shall we continue? Amidst the assembly, the awesome light was especially penetrating. They manifested appropriate bodies to tame all sentient beings.
处于众会，微光特达，随诸众生所应现身，而是调伏。
317. Amidst the assembly of all these Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, their light was very awesome. They inspire awe, and especially penetrating, meaning that a lot of people are in awe of their light, meaning that they have tremendous power, spiritual power, tremendous. They are so powerful that they inspire awe. Okay? They manifested appropriate bodies to tame saints and beings. Okay? In order to tame, you need to have the ability to inspire awe. Yes? Huh? So that's why they inspire awe by the light, without thinking, without conjuring, without scheming, without plotting, without, just being themselves. Okay? The light is so awe-inspiring. On top of it, so the light itself makes people, put people in awe. Okay? Put people in awe. And furthermore, visually, okay? Visually, they manifest as appropriate bodies to tame living beings, including ghosts and demons. All right? Sounds good? Okay, we stop here today. Thank you all.